Imagine pulling a device out of your pocket that feels like a leather-bound passport. It's heavy, it's premium, and it doesn't look like any smartphone you've ever owned. You're at a coffee shop, and instead of squinting at a narrow screen, you unfold it. The click is satisfying. Suddenly, you're looking at a mini tablet that's thinner than a pencil. This is the dream that Unbox Therapy just brought to life with a brand new, high-detail dummy unit of the rumored iPhone Ultra. The internet is losing its mind because this isn't just a 3D render anymore. It's a physical object you can see, touch, and measure. And if these leaks are even 90% accurate, Apple is about to destroy the remote control design language that has dominated smartphones for the last decade. To understand why this is going viral, we have to talk about the passport factor. For years, foldable phones like the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series have gone for a tall and skinny look. When they're closed, they feel like a thick candy bar. But the iPhone Ultra dummy unit tells a completely different story. It is short, it is wide. It's 117 millimeters tall and over 84 millimeters wide. Why does this matter? Because it solves the biggest complaint people have with foldables, the outer screen. On most foldables, the front screen feels like an afterthought. On this iPhone Ultra, the front screen is a powerhouse. It's wide enough to type on with two hands comfortably. It's wide enough to watch a YouTube video without it looking like a postage stamp. It feels like a real phone before you even open it. But let's get into the Ultra of it all. Apple doesn't use that word lightly. When you see Ultra on a product, it means Apple has pushed the limits of materials. On this dummy unit, the first thing you notice is the thickness. When it's closed, it's about 11 millimeters. That's thick, sure. But look at the camera bump. With the lenses included, you're pushing over 16 millimeters. To the average user, that sounds like a brick. But to a tech enthusiast, that represents power. It means Apple isn't compromising on the cameras. Usually, foldables have okay cameras because there isn't enough room in the thin chassis. By embracing the ultra thickness, Apple is signaling that this phone will have the same or better sensors than the iPhone 18 Pro Max. You're getting the best camera in the world and a folding screen. That is the no-compromise pitch that will drive millions of sales. Now, let's talk about the ergonomics of the open state. When you unfold this unit, it's only 5.2 millimeters thick. That is insanely thin. To give you an idea, the current iPad Pro is a design marvel, and this feels like a pocketable version of that. When it's open, the width makes it feel like a small notebook. This changes how you hold the phone. You aren't just gripping a device, you're holding a canvas. The leaks suggest that Apple is focusing on a split-cell battery tech to keep the weight balanced. If one side was heavier than the other, it would feel cheap. But the way this dummy unit sits in the hand suggests a centered center of gravity. Whether you're reading an ebook or editing a 4,000 video on the go, the balance is what makes it feel like an Apple product and not an experimental toy. The hinge is the elephant in the room. On this dummy unit, the hinge is just a mechanical representation, but the placement is what matters. It's a book-style fold. Some people were hoping for a flip-style iPhone, but the Ultra rumors point toward this productivity-first design. This is for the person who wants to leave their iPad at home. This is for the creator who needs to respond to emails, edit photos, and manage a team from a device that fits in a pocket. The work-from-anywhere crowd is the target demographic here. And because it's Apple, the hinge won't just be a hinge. We are expecting a fluid friction system that allows the phone to stay open at any angle, perfect for FaceTime calls or watching movies on a plain tray table without a stand. Why is the timing of this Unbox Therapy video so critical? Because it lines up perfectly with the supply chain leaks coming out of Asia. Reliable sources like Sonny Dixon have shown these units side by side with the upcoming iPhone 18 lineup. This tells us that the design language is frozen. When dummy units start appearing with these specific dimensions, 117 millimeters by 84 millimeters, it usually means the factory lines are getting ready. We are moving past the stage of what if and into the stage of when. For the viral audience, this is the smoking gun. It's the proof that Apple isn't just playing with prototypes in a basement in Cupertino. They are preparing the world for a massive shift in how we use our phones. Let's dive into the wobble factor. In the video, when the device is laid flat on a table, it rocks. This is the reality of modern smartphone design. With lenses getting bigger to let in more light, the bump is inevitable. However, for a device called Ultra, we expect a solution. Whether it's a specialized case that levels the back or a redesigned island that spans the width of the phone, Apple knows that a $2,000 device shouldn't feel unstable on a desk. This is a small detail that reveals a lot about the final product's polish. If Apple can solve the wobble, they solve the last remaining annoyance of the premium smartphone experience. The most controversial part of this leak is the aspect ratio. It's passport-shaped. If you remember the BlackBerry Passport, it was a polarizing device. Some loved the width for reading. Others hated it for one-handed use. By choosing this shape, Apple is making a statement. The iPhone Ultra is not for everyone. It's for the power user. It's for the person who values screen real estate over pocketability. But here's the kicker: because it's shorter than a Pro Max, it actually fits into shallow pockets better. It's wider, but it doesn't poke out of your jeans when you sit down. It's a different kind of portability that we haven't seen in the mainstream yet. In my opinion, this iPhone Ultra dummy unit represents the biggest risk Apple has taken since the original iPhone. They are potentially cannibalizing the iPad mini and challenging the dominance of their own Pro Max line. But that's exactly why it will succeed. Apple is at its best when it's disrupting itself. If they can make the software iOS 19 or whatever Ultras they create feel as seamless as the hardware looks, then the competition should be very worried. This isn't just a phone that folds. It's a device that redefines what a phone is supposed to do. It's a mini computer, a pro camera, and a status symbol all wrapped into a 16mm thick slab of tech. This is just the beginning of the journey for the iPhone Ultra. As we get closer to the official reveal, every millimeter of this dummy unit will be analyzed, debated, and copied. But one thing is for sure: the boring era of the iPhone is officially over. We are entering the era of the fold, and Apple is planning to enter it with a bang. If you liked the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon.